is U.S. Open champion. So great to be out here with you today and to be on the course with you today. What's it like for you to go out and play with the amateurs? Is that a pleasure? Is it a drag? Honestly, how's it feel?
It's fun. I think the great thing about the game of golf is that it's got a great corporate element to it. You know, anybody in the world can tee it up with me and have a good time. I can give them a few shots, whatever their handicap permits. You know what? They could probably beat me up if they wanted to, and if they had a great day. And you know, week in, week out, I play pro-ams every Wednesday for golf tournaments, and it's a big part of what I do. Sponsors for tournaments. I mean, they bring their customers and clients in, and I love the sport of golf because you know, you're always learning, and you get to meet amateurs, and you get to be able to give them some hints and tips, and perhaps that can really improve their game and change their game, and give them something to take away, and hopefully go home on the weekend and beat their buddies up. So great, I enjoy it. Had a really good time today. It was a tough gig. We played a beautiful Glen Club here, just north of Chicago. We got to drink a couple of cold Guinness, and we got to hang out. It was a beautiful day.
It was a great day, and it was a pleasure meeting you and getting to know you personally. You know, you're one of those golfers who, when people watch them on TV, you hear that very often. People say, "Yeah, I'd like to hang out with that guy. I'd like to play around with that guy," and that's it's a great compliment, I think, to have about it. And
I'm okay. I'm okay.
He seems all right, ladies. This is the real deal. And the thing is, you know, when we watch you on TV, there's a certain sort of bulldog toughness that we see. You have like this game face that's like very close to, you know, it's that sort of boxer mentality, sort of like you're just getting ready to just give somebody a body blow. And that's a very appealing thing to watch too as a competitor. And I saw that in you today just before you hit a shot. It's all smiles and it's all good, very relaxed, but just before you hit a shot, that thing sort of comes over you. Do you know when that comes over? Can you feel that thing coming over you?
For sure. I mean, it's definitely a big part of why I've maybe performed well under pressure in the past. I think people enjoy watching me play golf because I'm pretty good at switching off between shots and having a good time. I like to interact with the crowd. I like to talk to people. I like to talk to my caddy and relax and enjoy my time between shots. But when it comes to switching on and getting into my pre-shot routine, I think I've kind of trained myself to get into my bubble, if you like, which is my pre-shot routine, and get very focused on what I do. It's important to me that when I'm out there playing a few holes with you today, that my pre-shot routine is very similar to how it will be in 2 weeks' time in the Ryder Cup. My pre-shot routine is pretty much the same way. You could pretty much start a stopwatch when I pull the club out of the bag to when I strike that shot. That will be very similar. Like I say, I practice it all the time. And it's a way of tricking your brain into it just being another normal day on the golf course. When I've got to hopefully hit a shot under pressure on Sunday afternoon at the Ryder Cup with the singles, hopefully my brain will just understand that, oh, okay, this is golf. We've done this millions of times and we can do it again.
And it's for the Ryder Cup, which is obviously coming up here in the Chicago area, Medina. Everybody likes the chances of both teams. There are guys who are picking both sides. One of the things that's been sort of traditionally said about the European team is that camaraderie has always helped. That the guys sort of travel around together and stay in the same hotels and drink pints together and that sort of thing. Now you have a bunch of guys who are actually playing on the PGA Tour and not sort of hanging out in the same hotels. And you do have some players who are playing the European Tour. Do you think that's going to affect the chemistry of the European team when you have like the team sort of split between two continents?
A little bit. I think that divide in camaraderie has really changed. You know, the European players, like you say, 75% of them are pretty much full-time here in the States nowadays. The States now, the U.S. team have this crop of players, these Webb Simpsons, Bobbas, Ricky Fowlers, Brandt Snedekers, guys who spend a lot of time together, Jason Duffners, guys who spend a lot of time together, and they kind of have a little bit of inbuilt camaraderie within them, and there's no doubt, I mean, the chemistry's still there in the European team. I believe that. We still get together when we go to Wentworth and we play in Asia and we play in all these European tour events all over the world. We still get together during the year, and you know, I have a lot of very good friends on this team, and you know, the chemistry will still be there. But more to the point, I think the U.S. chemistry is getting better, and I think they have a lot of young blood, a lot of passionate young players who are going to be right up for the Ryder Cup. You know, I see the Tigers and Phils and Jim Furyk's and Steve Strickers as guys who have played in many of these things, and President's Cups. And it's tough to be that up for them. You've seen so many of them. Not that they won't be up for this one. I think, say Tiger, for example. I think Tiger is going to be. I think he'll be up for this one. Everything he's gone through the last 3 or 4 years. The first Ryder Cup that he's played on American soil since kind of his troubles in Chicago. I look for Tiger for being up for this one. I think he'll be charged, and I think this will be a lot of fun. And I'm hoping to perhaps play a couple of games against him, and I'd love to win a point or two.
It is always awesome. You've done it before, so it's will also be awesome to see you play against him. You spoke earlier today to a group of guys who were here playing golf, and one of the things that you mentioned was that there needed to be, or there could be, sort of a review of the rules of golf, and you invoked the term common sense when it comes to that. And we've all seen people, you most recently being penalized by people who are watching on TV, and how do you feel about that? What do you really think needs to be done about that?
Well, when I said about invoking some common sense in the rules of golf, I was really talking about some of these more fiddly rules, some of these grey area rules that are very open to interpretation. The rule I got stung 2 shots for was for brushing a leaf, a twig that was behind my golf ball in a bunker. That twig, that leaf didn't move, my golf ball didn't move, my lie didn't improve in any shape or form. I was not gaining any advantage by doing what I did. I understand why the rule's there is to stop a guy from coming in and making a backswing and gouging all the stuff out from behind his ball and improving his lie. That's why that rule's there, but that's where I'm talking about common sense. I understand why the rule's there, but should you penalise a guy for 2 shots for not gaining any advantage? Carl Peterson had the same problem at the USPGA this year at Key Island. Everything we have with slow-mo, high-def cameras where you can see every dimple, you can see every blade of grass, you can see everything moving. The game of golf is a very intricate game where we self-police generally. It's hard. The rules of golf are very intricate, and like I say, so perhaps there is a way to kind of introduce some kind of common sense into the interpretation of the rules. But like I say, they're there for everyone's protection, and we'll see where it goes.
It's been a pleasure talking to you about golf, playing golf with you, and I have to mention that in the 3 holes that I played with Graeme, I was actually one under. So I want to play with this guy. Okay, if you'll have it.